Okay, should we sing? You ready, Brianne? You start us off. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear baby. Happy birthday to you.
You blow out your candles? Okay, Brianne. You gonna help blow?
Mom, I'm reminded of the many special times we shared. I have memories of the hot breakfast, cool hand on my fevered forehead, a new bite that I didn't expect, cherished moments that still live in my heart, and which are the cascade of birthdays, holidays, festivals, and yes, homework. It's not easy being a child, and it's not easy being a mom, but you did your part and helped me to do my part. Over here we have a candle. Inside this candle is a heart-shaped crystal pendant with a butterfly engraved. A butterfly has to struggle to get out of its cocoon. If anyone takes pity on it and helps it to come out, then the butterfly may never be strong enough to soar on the wings. The struggles make us strong, and as a butterfly, I kept trying and I grew. You knew when to let me learn, to challenge myself, and when to come and help me fly. You were impatient
Elan's only got one boyfriend. We all know that.
Well, two actually. There's more than
Oh, there.
Oh, there
one
it is.
left.
Courtney, you gotta get it.
Oh. Oh, Doug. Who was that did that?
Second, and she's in the tub with her jammies on.
Dad, I don't like when someone's in there with their jammies on. How'd she get in there, Mom? She walked in. What do you think, Katie? The bad girl? Yeah, it is a bad
She wants out. I don't know if you should take her out.
Watch her. Katie, how did you get in there?
Todd is coming to town. Ho, 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 ho. Don't come here, Todd is coming. You better watch out, Courtney. Outside of the any presents. Okay, Santa Claus. Santa Claus is going to bring any presents. Bye, Courtney. Santa Claus is coming. Float up there. You better not. A little baby. Better not go with his heart. You have to watch his soul. And he grew this little child to teach his fellow humans everywhere to live in harmony. 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 Then the story was told to all the people who knew the little babe who loved with all his heart. I can't remember out there. 4, 5 little reindeer stand beside the gate. Hurry, Santa, said the 5, so we won't be late. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming, your reindeer! Santa said, he's wait for 1, 2 more reindeer, then that will make 8. Santa Claus is coming. You better watch out when he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Hey, what's going on here? Hey, Pooh Pooh, what are you doing here? Hey, what do you? I'm gonna wait on you.
What you doing? Hey.
Oh boy, whose suit do you have on?
Hi. Hi. Get down to your level, huh? Hey, let's get down to your level. Dada. Dada.
Dada. Dada. Dada. No. No.
Hi, sweets. What you got? First stop that center.
Thank you. Angel on my tree. Santa is coming to town. Santa's reindeer and finally Harmony.
I didn't tell him you already used them.
figured that out. And I've only missed 1 year, and that was last year when I guess they had it after New Year's. But you've always got the guys sitting around the back and the ladies in the middle, and I don't know. I guess that's the way it is. That's the way we like it. Back when I was a kid, we didn't like school very much, and we had a lot of energy. These days, kids have attention deficit disorder, and they're hyperactive, so it's a good thing they didn't have us diagnosed with that, because we'd have had to probably pack 2 lunch kits, one for the pills and one for the food. I can't help but think back then we had 2 channels on the farm. Now I got one. And I can't remember bullet holes being in the doors and the windows when I was a kid. That's kind of unfortunate, but I guess time changed. And I think Cliff Benning felt a heck of a lot better back then too. Not feeling too good tonight. He's kind of banged up and bruised, but he'll get over that. Our next performer is going to be Courtney Walkden. She's going to sing 5 Little Reindeer. Courtney, by the way, gets her brains from her mother's side. Next is Courtney's sister, Brianne's going to come up and sing her piece. Come on up, Brianne. Brianne's song, actually, she's got some talents too. She wrote this song herself. It's called Celebrate Jesus. Milestone, and everything's going good, and Rudolph's nose is nice and bright, so he's on his way, so don't worry about that. You guys good, eh? You guys been good? You sure? Okay. Next, Nikki Lawrence is going to play the piano for us. He's going to play Twinkle Twinkle. Right.
I think especially of babies, especially twins. Yes, that's what my husband said.
have the best luck with the shots in the bathtub.
Me, but that seems a bit normal.
No, indeed. In my line, a man can't do his best work in a hurry. He opens it.
Oh, yes. There, yes, a very lovely child indeed.
But for a tough assignment, look at this baby. Believe it or not, it was done on the top of a half ton in a field south of town. It's not hard work when a man knows his job. My work is a pleasure. I spent long years perfecting my technique. Now take this baby. I did this with one shot in the RM office window. And here is a picture of the prettiest twin in town. They turned out exceptional. Well, when you consider their mother was so difficult. But I knocked off the job at Riverside Park in one afternoon. It took me from 2 in the afternoon until 5 in the evening. I never worked under such difficult conditions. People were crowded around 4 and 5 deep, pushing to get a look.
4 and 5 deep?
Yes, and more than 3 hours. But I had 2 Mounties helping. I could have done another shot before dark, but by that time the squirrels were nibbling at my equipment and I had to give up. Well, ma'am, if you're ready, I'll set up my tripod and get to work.
Tripod?
Yes, I always use a tripod to rest my equipment on. It's much too heavy for me to hold. It takes time. Mrs. Smith. Good Lord.
Everyone! Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Santa all his reindeer pulling on the rein. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. Hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas! Hello! How are you? Santa? Oh, that's nice. Hello.
He's losing it.
Oh,
His mustache.
Julie, hi, Merry Christmas. Oh, you brought your mom and dad and grandpa. Very nice. What have we got in here? What are we going to do some of the presents of? I couldn't come with the reindeers. I had to leave them up north, but I did come by train and then I did come by car. Okay. Oh, hello, here they come. I got one for you too pretty soon. Oh, come on here. Oh, you'll be good for Santa Claus. Haley Walkerton. Where are you? Oh, here she comes. Hello. For you. Right here. For you. Oh, hi, Stuart. How are you doing? What grade are you in? Now, you like Santa too, eh? Baron Anderson. Oh, hi, Baron. There you go. You've been a good boy, have you? Oh, good. Yeah, you're welcome. Roland Anderson. Holy cow. Here we go. How you doing there? You being good? Good. Courtney Walkerton. Hi there. Oh, you'll get it. You be good on the 25th. Where's there? Oh, here he is. Hello there. Oh, we'll have to forget the bell. Oh, girl too? Oh, good. Oh. Courtney, Benny. Where's Courtney?
gifts. Yours,
You
please.
master, come to life. What is it? You're the one who can guess what's in them. Okay? You have to guess. Don't say, I don't know, okay? Don't say that. Say, I don't think I know what's in there. This is for Courtney. Put it right here, okay? I do know what Molly's doing, okay? That is everything that... Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Ready now. Okay? And we start together. Hey, who made this big mess? You get the move.
Is this a 10-second cleanup?
Yeah, and Molly put everything in.
So it's okay, wait, that's Daddy. This is Daddy's. Daddy's.
Those are two.
Courtney, here's yours. Dan.
That's not mine.
Dan.
Gladys. See, Courtney. Courtney. No, that's not mine. Is
Lay
this
it down,
mine,
lay it down.
Twyla?
So I got a big kiss hat for you.
You guys going to church today?
I should run to.
Sophie, here's yours.
Haley. Ah. Daddy.
That's Taylor too.
Man.
She's just happy to carry it around.
So good.
Well, hey, this is funny.
Let's go this way.
There we go. Holy shit. What did you get, Kelsey? Yeah, let's see.
Oh, it's such a rough ride.
What's on the ball?
Mommy! Look at Mommy! That's what I wanted from
Thanks, Scott.
Here you go.
Can we do this?
Yeah, I got Haley.
Thank you.
No, Captain.
Is that yours? Yeah. Hey, Taylor, I know something. You should take that up. I know it. I watched it. I saw something about it. Is this mine again, Dad?
Yeah. Nope, right there, sir. That's your pile.
Here's Bonnie. I got myself a lamp.
Well, it's what you always wanted.
Give me the torch, kids.
Fill that one up.
That's quite fine enough.
I can open it, Mom. Open mine. I know. What?
Samantha.
See what it is. Can somebody get a present? It looks like they're working on Barbie too. Can you get the claws off, please?
Here, honey, you want me to cut that? Let me just snip it. A little bit. You know, that's okay. No, that's all right.
pretty young yet.
Yeah, it's okay. Because you're gonna put it on high.
I don't know. You did have to wait.
What'd you get, Courtney?
Santa gave the same thing to both of you.
What color is it? Same color too. They have different colors. Yellow.
Oh, do they?
Oh, they
Can I have a little six?
Are you performing?
Hi, Haley. What are you reading?
Can I see for that, Lily?
No.
Lily, I need to write down some stuff. It's not very long. I need this for
Night night.
Not now. I just shut the lights off. I want to see fire hot try.
Why don't you call Mom and tell her again?
Oh, there.
Can everybody hear me okay? Can you hear me okay like this?
You can pick that mic right up if you want to, in your hand.
Actually, the reason we're here tonight, and I heard this sort of second or third hand, I guess as Todd and Lan were coming home from Banff where they were secretly married, they said, oh, Todd turned to Lan and he said, honey, this was just perfect. She said, oh, yes, Todd, it was excellent, We did everything we wanted to do. It was beautiful, it was exotic, it was romantic. And they drove for a while in silence, and suddenly Todd said, Jesus! No presents! So here we are. For the rest of the night, I'll be referring to Lan as Lan, a beautiful name that suits a beautiful woman. But I haven't called Todd for probably years. Todd's nickname has been Bab for most of his friends for many years. It comes from the name baboon. I want you to look at Todd now while I talk. The baboon is one of the freaks of nature, the silliest looking animal you'll ever see. It scratches itself, passes a lot of gas, and pretty much just grunts once in a while. I'm sure you all figured out how we got the name. Oh, don't groan, people. The reason we're here is to have some fun at their expense, and I'll make it my duty to see that we do. For those of you that weren't at Todd's Bab Stag, I'm actually quite amazed to see that some of the ones at the stag are here tonight. Some people feel that having a stag party is really a silly thing. What does it accomplish? You get the poor groom all drunked up and you humiliate him and make fun of him, and, it's a mean thing. Well, I think Todd had that in mind, too, because at his stag, we all got drunk, I guess, but he proceeded to humiliate, tease us, berate us, make us feel so sad we want to go home and cry. Except for Chad Fletcher. You will notice that Bab has a bit of a scar on his forehead. After beating up on a few of us for a while, Chad Fletcher, Chad, please stand up. Stand up, come on, come on. Come on, Todd's a little half-cut throwing his weight around, and there is a lot of it. You'll see it when he stands up. But thank goodness Chad stood up for all of us, tackled him, threw him into a post at the bottom of the All-Fellows Hall, and there you have it. The first person to come up to give a toast tonight is Todd's sister, Twyla. Now, Todd, being the organized fellow he is, just basically said last week, I believe, oh, you'll be my MC. Didn't really know who was going to speak or the order, but just make something up. So I had assumed that Todd's mom and dad would come up, so I'm kind of adapting jokes as we speak. But here we go. You know, Twyla, she really is quite the thing, you know, great lady and everything. And when Dwayne found out that, you know, Todd, his brother-in-law in the land, had went off and got married in such a romantic way, he thought, geez, I've been kind of neglecting my little woman at home lately. You know, that's just not right, you know, so he goes and he buys a bunch of roses and he comes home, breaks through the door and grabs his wife, kisses her and hugs her. She backs off and she just slaps him like nobody's business. He goes, honey, what's the matter? She goes, good God, Dwayne, the kids have been driving me crazy all day. The fridge broke down, so did the washer, the fuse box is gone, and you come home drunk. But seriously, if Twyla doesn't make much sense tonight, it's really because she's gone a bit crazy. And Dwayne actually talked to Todd about it. He said, or actually Todd said to Dwayne, he says, man, I'm really sorry to hear about my sister, you know. She's totally flipped her wig. She's lost her mind. Dwayne said, well, is it any doubt she's given me a piece of it for every day for the last 8 years we've been married? Ladies and gentlemen, Todd's sister, Twyla Lawrence. Oh!
I'm not that liberated. This evening I have the honor of welcoming Elan into the Lawrence family. But first, just humor me for a moment, and I have a little demonstration I want to show. Elan, would you please place your hand on the table in front of you? And now, Todd, put your hand on top of Elan's hand. Now, I want everybody in this room to witness. This is the last time Todd ever has the upper hand. But really, Elan's quite the gal, actually. When they started going out, she just fit into the family so well, and I think of her as a sister. And it goes without saying that my mom and dad think of her as a daughter, too. One who's intelligent and attractive and tall and physically fit and a great sense of humor. Looks great in a bathing suit. Maybe I don't really like her. Just kidding. Anyways, and also my kids, they just love her also. It's a big fight whenever she comes over for supper to see who's going to sit beside Elan. But anyways, I just wanted to toast Elan and to welcome her into the Lawrence family.
You know, seeing around the room tonight, it's so nice to see all of the experienced married couples. So here's a joke for the real experienced ones. This man and woman have been married for damn near 50 years. It's just a week before their 50th wedding anniversary. When they got married, the wife told the husband that she wanted to keep a box on top of the fridge, but he was to never look inside of it, and she kept it under lock and key. It's a week from their 50th anniversary, and he says, honey, you have to tell me what's in that box. I've always respected your wishes, and I've never peeked, but I need to know what's in there. So she said, okay, fine. So she pulls it down, and she unlocks it, and he looks inside. And there's 5 eggs and a bunch of money in there. Like, there must be at least, $2,000. He says, well, what's this for, these eggs and this money? And she says, well, for every night since we've been married that we've had bad sex, I put an egg in this box. He looks again, he sees 5 eggs. Just about 50 years of marriage. So he starts smiling. He's pretty happy about that, eh? All that good sex. He says, before I forget, honey, he said, what's all that money in there for? She said, every time I got a dozen eggs, I sold them for $1. Home, and Hazel was getting a little bit fed up. So the last resort was to phone the Weyburn City Police. So she says, look, my husband hasn't come home, and I want to put out a notice. The policeman said, okay, ma'am, just give me a second. I'll grab my pen, and I'll jot down, a physical description. She said, well, I'm looking for somebody about 30 years old, tall, dark, handsome, rugged jaw, and all that. full head of hair. The city police says, you know, Hazel, I don't know your husband that well, but that doesn't sound like him. She says, no shit, we want him back. She said, you know, son, a boy will always be a boy until he gets married, and that makes him a man. That makes him complete. Keith jumped right in and says, no true words ever spoken. Once you get married, boy, you're finished. Please help me welcome.
I'm not that tall, so I'll have to take this one instead. Welcome, everybody. We all hope that you have a good time, have a dance, have some food. Welcome. But we actually haven't pronounced Todd as our official son-in-law. So we're going to do that in front of everybody tonight. And you're bear witness. So Todd, Robert, Lawrence, do you take me, Mother Sprecken, as your lawful, not awful, but your lawful mother-in-law? And Keith, Father Sprecken, as your lawful father-in-law. Don't shake your head so vigorously. Just nod, like you really mean it. Therefore, I now pronounce you officially our son-in-law. Thank you, Elan, for being such a pleasant person to be with. I've enjoyed your company, and I hope I have a few more years left. Todd, you're very lucky to have a good person as a wife, an equal partner, and a best friend. And now you have 3 brothers, Todd, Jason, and Dwayne. And Todd, you are lucky. Elan, you're both very lucky to have good, equal partners in one another. And if you trust her with kindness, she will return the favor. She's a good, honest person and will be a good friend to you. And Todd, you're intelligent, smart, and on top of all that, you have hair. And Lan, you now have 3 sisters, Faith, Paula, and Twyla. We wish you every happiness possible. There will be an odd time that you'll be angry with one another, but it will pass. And I hope that we can get along, you and I, Todd. See, he's nodding his head. Because now that we know you, we can't get along without you. So congratulations, and welcome to our family. And for the first time in my life, I would like to introduce Elan and Todd Lawrence.
What does that crack about hair? For your information, this is what I looked like on January the 2nd when they phoned and said they'd eloped. I see there's a few other people in the crowd that have had the same kind of shock. Okay, I think they thought they were going to have a real short ceremony when they snuck off like they did. I got news for them. I'll be done in about 45 minutes here. Anyway, I think a lot of computer buffs this day and age, and I think the easiest way for me to maybe go over the past 7 years of my acquaintance with my new son-in-law would be if I kind of give you an imaginary computer. We'll use that wall over here. His daughter, you know, that's the apple of his eye. So it really doesn't matter who or what he is, he's not going to be fit for her. But anyway, he starts out about down here somewhere. And he gradually works his way up a little bit, keeps working, and then there's an odd blimp there over at the house one night, I remember, and he beat the pants off us in a game of Kaiser. And I'm damn sure he sneered, you know. But then, about 2 weeks later, we had another game, and we beat the hell out of him. So then, he went right up, because he was a pretty good sport. I really didn't expect him to be, but he was. So we gradually worked our way up over the years, and then on July, I keep saying July, January the 2nd, this guy, she phones, said, Dad, we're married. So well, then he went right down to there. But then I thought about it for about 10 minutes, and Hazel and I talked it over, and right now he's up here. He saved a lot of hassle. So that's where we are right now. And Todd, I think that, how was it? I figured you'd maybe go over the top. Oh yeah, if you relinquish your wife the odd afternoon and go with Mom on a shopping spree or something of that nature, and maybe let Dad take my daughter on a fishing trip. And Todd, when you get invited to come along, you know you've gone right up there. So that's one lesson. And before I get one little serious bit again, I'll be a little serious for a minute here now. I found a poem that I felt just had to kind of suit the occasion. And as you go through life together, I think this pertains to every one of us in this room, that it would be a good idea if we lived something along this line. It's called the understanding heart. May sorrow pass you by, yet as she passes, may her garments lightly brush you, that you may be kind. May failure pass you by, yet as she passes, may her shadow lightly touch you, that you may be humble. May loneliness pass you by, yet as she passes, may her coldness lightly chill you, that you may be friendly. May enmity pass you by, yet as she passes, may her arrows lightly sting you, that you may be tolerant. And lo, my friend, my loved ones, as down the year you journey, you will find the way to happiness, an understanding heart. And a footnote, be careful of the words you say, keep them soft and sweet. You never know from day to day which ones you'll have to eat. In conclusion, I'd like to reiterate Bones' comments on the stag party. I happen to be there. And during the course of the evening, well, Todd here, he gets pretty frisky. And he's got this big jug of beer strapped to his left hand, and comes walking up to me and he says, Dad! And all I could see was this big jug coming around behind my head. So I kind of backed up. You don't remember that? So I backed off, and he says, you can do better than that. Anyway, I didn't. So tonight, all I've got to say, Todd, would you please stand up? Son!
Keith brought up the stag. You know, I should clarify, I don't want the people at the stag party to feel that our work there was not done and done well. And also to the women who put on the stagette. Jerry and Chad and I drove out the next day, well into the afternoon when most decent people are up and about, to see poor Todd and Alan laying about, and I mean laying about, white, pale white, ghostly white, with their dog running all over them, licking them, sitting their head crack open. And then we knew our job had been done, so we left. The next person to come up to speak is Donna McLeod, a close friend of Alain's, and of Todd's too, I guess. But a few things to say about Donna before she comes up. Donna and Alain were talking. This is after the marriage in Banff. And Donna said, she goes, you know, Alain, I heard you were really shocked when it came to signing, you know, the marriage license. And Alain said, yeah, there was a split second where I almost didn't know whether to sign or not to sign. And Donna said, why? She goes, I was looking for the expiration date, couldn't find one. But then Donna said, you have to be honest, though. Todd has lived up to the promises he made to you, hasn't he? And Alain thought. She said, well, he has made one promise good. And Donna said, what promise was that? And Alain said, well, the one where he said he wasn't good enough for me. He's hit that one right on the head. Ladies and gentlemen, Donna McLeod.
Good evening. For those of you who don't know me, Elan and I were roommates in Regina for 8 years. They weren't very long either. They just flew by. My toast to the bride is going to be a little different, as I have written a poem, yet another one, in her honor. Ode to Elan. There's this lady, her name is Elan. She went and eloped with Todd, her main man. We were once roomies, and always went to the movies. Not on Wednesdays, not on Thursdays, but always on tightwad Tuesdays. Us becoming roommates was pure luck. We were desperate. This was a good way to save a buck. It came about at the Harvest Fling. Elan said, hey Donna, need a roommate? Give me a ring. I met Elan at her apartment the following week. We got along great. Thank God. I heard she was a geek. We traveled to Mexico to sit on the beach. As much as she tried, salsa dancing she couldn't teach. Sunny weather, a nice tan, would be nice to stay. Tasty food, delicious drinks, who the hell's gonna pay? So back to work we go, and it's adios, Mexico. Craven, the Big Valley Jamboree. We went every year. Our favorite drink was Long Island iced tea. You know, those big names we never did see. Tent, food, drinks, no cowboy boots. But boy, did we ever have a hoot. Elan, now this girl can cook. Classes she never took. Always got home from work late. I never had to worry about fixing a plate. Elan taped Oprah, Days, and Rosie. After watching them, she was always a little dozy. Her beautiful hair has many a curl, and as hard as I try, mine won't even twirl. She likes rock and roll. To get her to like country was always my goal. I had my mind set. She would buy a country CD. That would be our bet. We set a time limit of 10 years. Now Elan is a poor girl in tears. 9 years had come and gone, and in between this time, she heard a song. The song was done by Dina Carter. No, Elan, this time you can't barter. Even though we were roomies, you still owe me 5 toonies. To me, she's like a sister. Everyone here will have the chance to kiss her. We all know she's a sweet girl. To me, she's as precious as a pearl. I'm so glad to see you happy. I better stop here. I promised Elan I wasn't going to get sappy. These feelings, they're hard to hide. So please rise and join me in a toast to the bride.
Hi. So, Bob was sitting in a bar one day after work. And he had a few cocktails underneath his belt there. And he noticed this gorgeous blonde walk in. And those of you who know Todd, you know that he can't help but stare. So his head wheels around, and she notices right away. And Bob gets a little embarrassed, and she walks over. And Bob says to her, she says to Bob, I'll do anything you want me to do. Absolutely anything. Doesn't matter how kinky it is. For $100 on one condition. And Bob's pondering this. And he looks at her and goes, so what's the condition? And she goes, well, you have to say what you want in just 3 words. So Bob considers this for a while and grabs 5 20s from his wallet, blows the dust off it. Grabs these 5 20s, looks deep into her eyes, puts these $20 bills in her hand and says, paint my house. That's how I know the Big Bab, eh? So now I'm going to take you through a little evolution of the name of the Bab. It all started when about 16 years ago when I first met up with Todd. He was just a little fellow back then, 5'8", 140 pounds, soaking wet. We used to call him chimpanzee back then, eh? Just a little fella. But a few years later, the chimpanzee started growing some more. He was about 5'8", strapping 160 pounds, eh? So we shortened her up to the chimp. And then once again, he's kept on growing. So he was about 5'8", about 220 back then. I just started calling him the baboon. But then once again, you know, he outgrew the baboon. He was about 5'8", 240. Started calling him the Bab. Bab's had a lot of other nicknames along the way. There hasn't been many dirty stories told tonight, so I'm going to tell a good one here. He's had some names like Hoop Liquor, Hoop, Bad Guy for a while. But there's one little situation that arose last summer, actually. We were at Chad Fletcher's cabin, his parents' cabin, actually. And we're having a little bit of a hot tub party there. And Todd has been awful sick that week. Awful sick, eh? And it's no nice way to say it. He had the diarrhea really bad. So we're in the, after the hot tub, we're changing up. Me, him, and Fletch, we're all changing up. And, you know, buck naked. Then we, I forget what happened, but something awful funny happened. And we were all laughing our guts out. And then we looked at Bab, and he lost control of his bodily functions. Kind of a little mess to clean up there, but being the good friends me and Fletch were, we really didn't stick around helping. I lived with Bab for, 5 years probably. So, Lan, you haven't quite lived with him this long, so I could tell you some of the finer points about Bab. What do I got here? Oh, he's cheap. He hasn't announced it yet. The drinks will be going up to $3.25. But, you know, we used to argue about PSD and GST on phone bills and all this kind of stuff, eh? It's just silly, really. But, you know, every once in a while, about once a month, he'd run down to the neighborhood little store there and damned if he wouldn't bring home this brown magazine on a little brown flyer. You know, Bab's pretty well read. You know, he's read most of the good ones, Penthouse, Playboy, Club International. He's got them all there. So, Atlanta, I want you to let you know that you should probably try to break him of this habit. I'm quite sure he has a stash out his farm somewhere. What else I got here? Goes on binges. He's got a lot of weight behind him. So at times he'll work out, he'll go to the gym every day, every single day, and man, he'll look pretty good. But then the next month he'll eat and eat and eat, and then he just doesn't look that good anymore. I'll try to keep it short here. As you may all know, Todd has a dog that he admires very much. Young little Pilsner there. It's nothing to say that he's an alcoholic or anything. And I know Pilsner wishes he could be here. So, a poem said tonight, so I'm going to tell Todd a poem from his dog. You feed me when I'm hungry. You keep water in my dish. You let me sleep on anything or any place I wish. You sometimes let me lick your hands or even lick your face, despite the fact I've licked myself in every private place. You taught me how to come when called. You taught me how to sit. Even let me go outside so I can take a stroll. I've been with you
fortunate with the weather. Could have been minus 40, so we're doing great. I guess I want to thank these 4 guys a lot. The trip was excellent, and I don't know if anybody knows, but Lana and Barry, they actually, I think, bought a new vehicle just for our occasion, and I really appreciate it. It was great. We all went out together in one vehicle, so it was nice. I just want everyone to have a great time, and I think that's my thing.
Sit there so long, but nobody had to see the church this afternoon, so I don't feel too bad. Just to reiterate what Alan said, thanks everybody for coming out. This is a great reception, and you know, we're real glad to have all these presents. So thanks for that. Boy was actually a little bit kinder to me than I expected. I beat him up a little bit, and I told him that I'd have the last chance at the mic, so he knew that he knew that if he was too rough, I would have gotten back at him. Nobody said anything bad about Alan tonight, and there's probably a good reason. It's because she is pretty well perfect. but you know, a lot of people. I'm just gonna move this up. This won't take this long, but a lot of people. Jerry Gamble, I was in Regina at the branch office there Monday, and actually we were up for a banquet on last Friday, and Jerry comes up to me and he says, you finally came to your senses, Todd. And I haven't told anybody this yet, but, well, not many people anyways, but I've actually asked her to marry me about half a dozen times, so. And none of them, I wasn't on my knees any time, but I was pretty serious, but, I mean, when she says no, you gotta kind of laugh it off. You can't sulk. But, you know, interestingly enough, one time we went out to Edmonton with Dean and Carrie Lynn, and as we're driving out there, I kind of said we should get married while we're out here, and she wasn't interested. And we went actually to Montreal with Jerry and Teresa for their honeymoon. Which, by the way, Len, that was our honeymoon too.